Here we go, fans. This is the much anticipated match. You see Dementia D'Rose. Well, she's waving off whoever's trying to shake her hand. See Dementia D'Rose entering into the arena for Southern Fried Championships Wrestling presentation of the I Quit match to settle it up between Pandora and that woman who's about to do the traditional scream to the audience. It's a battle cry, I guess, and a little backstory on this. She's walking off. I guess she's getting herself ready. But a little backstory on them. At one point in time, if you can believe it, and some would say a lifetime ago, Dementia D'Rose and Pandora were friends at one point. Although Dementia would tell you that it was probably Aisha Sunshine, somebody that she doesn't care for in the first place. This particular episode is brought to you by Zojo Sports. Zojo for your competitive edge with superior muscle response and extended endurance and quicker recovery. Push your body further, achieve your highest goals, and enhance your athletic mojo. Visit ZojoSports.com. And while you're online, go visit and listen to some of our podcasts featuring Selena Gray, Shelly Martinez, and the Lorelei Lee, who we tracked down and found out of, I won't say out of the clear blue, but we found her. She was kind of in retirement mode and not really dealing with wrestling anymore. So that's an interesting interview. Take a look at that. There's Pandora, and Dementia D'Rose comes out of nowhere. Well, now we know why she took a walk around. She took a walk around to get the competitive edge on her opponent in this matchup and met Pandora coming out of the curtains. Pandora now fighting back from underneath. And remember, folks, the I Quit match, there are no rules. There's the official ringing of the bell, and you see the cameraman trying to get out of the way as these two struggle. They're slinging fists against each other. Dementia D'Rose seems to be getting the better of this confrontation right now. Screaming at Pandora, telling her to get up. And I guess catching you in the backside, coming through the curtain may do that. Quick face plant right down to the side of the ring. Pandora's hurting right now, clutching at her face. Dementia getting ready to size up for an elbow drop. Fortunately for Pandora, she was able to get out of the way. Now she hooks in both arms, steps on her shoulder blades, and then sits down, torquing back on the shoulders, the arms and the elbows. And now the referee is asking Dementia, does she want to quit? This is an early submission. The match is just pretty much started. Ooh, stiff foot right in the mouth. And Pandora was already going for a submission, trying to get it over. I guess she got paid by the hour. She's going back for another one. Looks like a crucifix submission. Torquing both arms, using her legs and her arms to torque the arms of Dementia D'Rose. Dementia's not in a good position right now. Yeah, you just see Pandora just torque back a little harder on the right arm of Dementia D'Rose, trying to clutching at that elbow. Because the referee right now is in control of the microphone, as he will be for the remainder of the matchup. He will be asking these ladies at various points, will they submit? Do they want to quit? As he just did with Dementia D'Rose, and she does not want to do it. She just forced herself back up to her feet. Incredible short strength, and another short strength just hoisted Pandora up to her shoulders. Walking around with Pandora now, takes her down with the Samoan drop. Or the deranged drop, as we like to call it here on this channel. Pandora down, Dementia D'Rose back up. Looks like she's applying a camel clutch onto Pandora. And she's waving him off. She's waving off the referee, saying not yet. She wants to enjoy it. Pounding forearms across the chest of Pandora. As Dementia D'Rose feels as if this match is in the bag and she doesn't really have to work for it too much right now. Picking her up into a sidewalk slam position, takes her down, rattling those ribs. And remember, it does not have to be necessarily a submission hold to get the I Quit out of you. You could, in essence, beat your opponent into submission. Dementia D'Rose takes it back up, drops her across the knee, and now she is torquing the back of Pandora. Has her in a high bridge submission, the pressure being applied to the small of the back. Pandora doing what she has to do, reaching for the hair. And she can do that in this particular match. In other cases, it would be considered illegal. Here, it is just part of the matchup. Up to the second rope goes Pandora. Dementia staggering around, and Pandora lunges off onto her, applying now a high sleeper hold. Just shouting at her. She's trying to get her to quit, or perhaps trying to get her to pass out. You see the audience shouting, Pandora, Dementia D'Rose exercising her strength advantage, runs Pandora into the turnbuckles. Pandora has yet to release. Second time into the turnbuckles does Dementia D'Rose. And Pandora is still holding, still clutching onto the sleeper hold. It may slip down to a choke, but Dementia found a way to break it, kicked her feet out from underneath her, and just dropped Pandora onto the canvas. Dementia D'Rose now back up to her feet, looks just as strong as she did as when she began the match, stomping Pandora into the corner, and now she is signaling for Damnesia. Not a good position for Pandora to be in. Size her up, runs across the ring, and nails her. It looks like she might have put into a state of semi-consciousness. But again, this is an I Quit match. I don't know if Damnesia will do the job, but Pandora had at least enough sense of mind to roll herself out of the ring before a new submission were applied. Face first into the apron. Pandora's fighting back with everything she's got. Elbow shots, and now she sends Dementia into the apron a second time, a third time, and she's getting repeated headshots right off into the side of the apron, the hardest part of the ring. And Pandora's now going for a steel chair, sitting at ringside. She's got it. Quick shot into the abdomen. Innovative use of the chair. Takes it right in front of the face and kicks it into the, looks like the bridge of the nose of Dementia D'Rose. Now she's speaking of innovation, taking another innovative route of submission, using the turnbuckle post as a point of leverage. Again, torquing back on the arms. Dementia is in great pain here. And I said it earlier, Dementia D'Rose was exercising her strength advantage, and here's another shot of that. Leans forward, full body weight, and now the pressure was applied on Pandora. And you can see she's clutching at her elbows. Almost, I would imagine, a feeling of having them pulled out of socket. And if that doesn't make someone quit, I don't know what would. Dementia D'Rose picking her up. Forearm shots, a second one. Pandora fighting back with everything she's got, but took a quick rake to the eyes. Now the bear hug is applied, and the earlier worked on ribs are getting smashed a little bit more. Dementia D'Rose does have an aptitude for pro wrestling despite her somewhat less than sane demeanor. Pandora clapping the ears, boxing the ears of Dementia D'Rose, forcing her to break the hold back onto a vertical base, and Dementia goes right back for a bear hug. Pandora slips out of it, gets her into a front face guillotine and body scissors. This is the same hold that caused the tap out for Rock and Roll Roxy not less than a month ago. It was an excellent counter by Pandora. It seems that Dementia D'Rose, they are move and counter move. They are brutal counter moves, but counter moves nonetheless, as she took that move, slammed her down back first into the canvas, and now Pandora taking her into a modified triangle choke, clutching the legs around the shoulder, throat, and trapping one of the arms, which applies pressure to the carotid artery. She could get a tap out, or she could get her to pass out. But Dementia D'Rose doesn't come up with a counter sooner rather than later. And it looks like that counter is using her teeth right there into the forearms of Pandora. She just bit her, forced to break. Dementia D'Rose will do whatever Dementia D'Rose has to do. They didn't charge each other. Both of them had the same plan, high cross body. and they just smashed each other abdomen to abdomen. And you have to know that the wind was taken out of their sails in that high impact collision that they just had dead center of the ring. The referee's checking with both of them to see if they want to stop the match, if they want to just quit. Submissions will apply, tap outs will apply. Beating the opponent to submission will apply. However you choose to give up, it will apply. But the humiliation will last nonetheless. They charge back at each other. Again, looking for the same move. A face spike. Both of them charged in, grabbed chunks of each other's hair and drove their faces right down into the canvas. And I think Pandora may have gotten the worst of that collision. Although Dementia D'Rose does not seem to be any better for the impact. She's almost knocked out. She hasn't moved all that much. But neither lady wants to give it up. This is a blood feud stemming back to the brutal bloodletting that Dementia D'Rose caused on Pandora last month from this very event, this building. If you haven't seen it, go check the pictures. She charges in, gets caught with the boots. Pandora hooks her into that cravat, takes over the pandemonium. Another one of her pet maneuvers, but much like Damnesia earlier, a knockout, I'm not sure, will constitute the victory. And Pandora's charging out of the ring like a woman possessed. I don't know if she's okay, now we know. She's gone after another piece of equipment to further the game here. And that would be a steel trash can. At this point, it looks as if Pandora means business, and she is trying to kick this thing into another gear. Dementia's up on her knees. That's a block, but a futile block nonetheless. She's still taking steel shots right in the head. And now she is down onto the mat. The referee's asking her, does she want to give up? And Pandora now unleashing shot after shot after shot after shot onto the back of Dementia D'Rose. And it looks as if her body is going limp. Okay, the referee's on his feet. And she's about ready to hit the referee. He's almost pleading with her, no more. He's trying to ask Dementia D'Rose, but I'm not sure if Dementia D'Rose is conscious enough to be able to respond. He's telling her, no more. Let it go. Although Pandora's she's not asking the referee, she's asking the people. She said one more shot. And I guess that shot was for the beating that she took last month. And there was the receipt. The bell has rung. The match has been awarded to Pandora per the knockout. Apparently Dementia D'Rose unable to continue in this match for being beaten to death. And referee's discretion has stepped in and stopped it. Again, it has been awarded to Pandora. She is the victor here. Dementia D'Rose is limp on the other side of the ring. Looks like she's trying to get assistance for her. And Pandora, beaten, battered, bruised, still taking it up to the second turnbuckle for her victory stance. The acknowledgement to the fans that rooted her on throughout the course of this brutal match. You don't catch I Quit matches all that often, but when you do, they're usually very hard-hitting. This one is no exception. Security, the referees are trying to get Dementia D'Rose out of the ring. She's being helped but staggering. You have to think that they may have this back again at some point. And you can hear the screaming of Dementia D'Rose. She's waving them off. She doesn't want any help. The security is scattered. She's down on her knees now. She's literally trying to crawl out of the ring. Does not want assistance. Trying to get a good camera shot there. It's hard over the crowd and the people, but she is pushing everybody away. She doesn't want the assistance. Dementia D'Rose, I would say respect is earned. I say it all the time. She's not done anything to garner the love off of the people, but perhaps the respect. That much you can say. Here's Pandora taking the victory lap. Folks, be sure to visit the WPN's new website, WPNWrestling.com. You see the website address right there, the bottom right corner of the screen. Check out this channel for further podcasts and matches such as this. This is an excellent match, and of course we'll get more of those. We appreciate your support. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Thanks a lot, everybody.